I can.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Sponsorship Talk with Roberta Vigilance. I have a guest today, Mr. Jack Bosma. Well, what you will be hearing is history in the making. Can't tell you how this will go because I'm speaking with someone who is not only very um, intelligent and disciplined in his ways, but also a seasoned veteran. So that should help with how he thinks and how he shares information. The He comes down to earth to share with us how to use a YouTube channel. And I haven't thought about this until I met Jack. He gave me permission to call him Jack. I want to share with you, my audience, if you've been planners, how you can use YouTube to promote your event, your business, your brand, and also sponsors. So I'm a learner here, um, and Jack taught me how to use my YouTube channel, what information to place there. I look forward to learning something new. And one thing I must say, he pushes you to be your best self. It's not always um, a comfortable feeling, but I have read those who push you to be your best selves are the ones we need around us. So, without any more rambling on, I would like to introduce you to Mr. Jack Bosma. Jack,
Uh,
welcome.
Thank you very much, Miss Vigilance. And just a point that I would like to discuss with our entire audience. I'm focused on the word value today. So I'm immediately focused on the personal and professional relationship that I have with Ms. Roberta Vigilance. Now, off the clock, in private conversation, we're Roberta, we're Jack, we're Roberta, we're Jack, and we go back and forth. When I am in a training mode or in a professional content delivery mode, as I am right now, then I look around the room, I look at the screen, I look around as I'm talking, I'm looking around, thinking of things, and I use the professional title. And I call Ms. Roberta Vigilance Ms. Roberta or Miss Vigilance or Ms. Roberta Vigilance when I'm presenting because it increases learner readiness. Because when we hear the word Miss or Ms., now we're in a professional mode. We're not just Jack and Roberta, two people hanging out, having fun, or whatever. We're achieving a level of understanding that keeps us on our game, keeps us focused, and the value of this training. I tell people what the value is before we continue, so it makes it easy. The value of this training or this lesson is very simple. Four words: customer acquisition, audience acquisition. Or if I want to be alphabetically correct, audience acquisition, customer acquisition. So many people hear the statement, if you build it, they will come. I take the statement and say, come on over and let's build it. Because there's no sense in building something if people aren't coming or if they're not engaging with us. So I take statements, I take words, I take phrases, and I simply use them in an inverted fashion or an opposite fashion to achieve optimum results. Ms. Vigilance, how many YouTube channels do you have right now?
Currently, two.
Okay, that's an honest answer. That's a correct answer. Roberta Vigilance or Miss Roberta Vigilance currently does not have any YouTube channels. This is a perception that I want to change with people. What Miss Vigilance does have is she has two YouTube channels owned by YouTube 100% with her content on them. Her picture, her banner, her video content, her description, everything is hers. Yet she is a guest 100% of the Udemy platform owners and supporters. She's a guest on the platform, as I am. So once I realized this methodology or this thought process, as a result of being banned on YouTube for several years, I have become the world's first franchise YouTuber. Because if you type my name into the search box, Jack Bosman, you will see that I have over YouTube channels. But this conversation isn't about me. The reason I bring this to everyone's attention is I achieved my greatest success on YouTube as a result of being banned on a platform. And I did it by training others to use it. And I did it by, since other people were unaware of the possibilities that the platform offered, I simply said, I already got stuff. Use mine. It's so much easier. So people have created YouTube channels using I still use that word I still use Jack Bosma content on YouTube to include a picture, a banner, hashtags, handles, written content, and video content that others are freely reproducing. So that's where I'm at there. And the reason that I'm presenting that information is because the value of YouTube, either in creating a profile without videos or creating a profile with videos, is a very valuable piece of digital real estate that 99% of the world is not using correctly. And the reason is very simple. If we use our valuable piece of digital real estate effectively, we're obtaining customers, we're obtaining an audience, we're pursuing our business strategies and growth opportunities very, very quickly. If we use it incorrectly, then we have the YouTube methodology of 1,000 followers or subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And what's happening until we achieve that 1,000 member or follower milestone, and before we achieve that 4,000 watch hours milestone, YouTube is able to use content that we're providing to them and monetize it, which I don't think is right. If my content is being monetized, I should be able to receive monetization immediately. But we don't do business that way. Instead, there's a big old convoluted, complicated process that's put in place, and we do not realize any benefit from that process because no one has ever taken the time to explain it to them. And I get angry not on the platform owners or principals. I don't get angry at the content creators. I don't get angry with people like Ms. Vigilance. I get angry with people like myself for not having the right way to send my message to people so that it resonates, because I use the sender message receiver methodology, and I need to work on the receiver message back to the sender. And the reason why that component of message sending is so important to me is because Ms. Vigilance is with me right now, assisting me in a very powerful receiver message back to the sender interaction. Please continue, Ms. Vigilance.
Okay, thank you for sharing that, Mr. Bosma. That was a lot to take in. Um, it brought attention to the awareness of YouTube, which you agree with and which you don't agree with. So let's take things again, let's refocus on the event planners, how they can use the YouTube channel to promote an event. In my mind, I'm thinking that they can create, I'm guessing, up to when I put it in ChatGPT, they can get 50 channels, YouTube channels, using the same email address. So that means they can promote 50 different events using a unique URL. And even though they don't own the the URL, is their image that they are promoting, as you mentioned, it is still something good. It's still great digital asset to have and is leverageable. You can monetize it. You bring in viewers, 1,000 or how many, whatever that number is, to generate revenue. So I know that there are promoters who have thousands of followers and supporters. So they can send them to that YouTube page, monetize it. They don't really need to do anything other than just update it. Um, what are your thoughts on event planners using that process or even that method to promote their events as it aligns with everything that you mentioned? I'm not getting away from anything that you mentioned, but just to kind of niche down on how event planners can use different channels to promote their events and be successful at it.
Oh, that's probably the easiest question that I've ever received that I have the opportunity to answer. You mentioned the word different. A person that has a Gmail address can create 50 different YouTube channels, and that was a Chat GPT manufactured answer, correct? We agree with that.
That
So,
was a ChatGPT answer, correct?
correct. So, we're using the word different. This is where the receiver message back to the sender component is so important. I don't want different. I don't want different. When people create Jack Bosma YouTube channels, they use the message, they use the description, they use everything originally. So the same message is sent over and over and over again. So let me be specific with one key word in this equation because this word will make a difference between success or non success. And the word Roberta used or Miss Vigilance used was the word different. This word will determine success or non success. Let me explain how it works. I want everyone to create 50, 60, 70, 80, whatever we want to create, whatever we can create. You different YouTube channels. So just like Miss Vigilance has done. She currently has two YouTube channels that are essentially the same with the same information in the description area, and the video content is different, but essentially the makeup of the channel is identical. So she has two different channels, yet the information contained in these two different channels is not different. This is the key to success. Because if Jack Bosma has over 100 different YouTube channels and the content of those different YouTube channels is not different, we will achieve success. If we take a YouTube channel and make a different channel and each channel has different content, we will not be successful as an event sponsorship coordinator or in any manner, shape, or form if we're producing content relating to events and sponsors and sponsorship. And the reason for that is as an event coordinator or as a sponsorship coordinator, we have a specific focus. So our job is to create different channels, but the content of those channels should very clearly contain the same written description and message. I yield, Miss Vigilance. Next question or next discussion point.
Yeah, I like to keep things simple. That's what I do. This way, as you know, you and we've spoken many times, and it takes a minute. It probably takes maybe 4 or 5 different conversations for me to really um, understand what you're saying because you push a lot of information um, through. Sometimes it takes going different directions that we don't even get back to the point until the following conversations, right? So keeping things simple is what I prefer. That's where I get the greatest success. So what I've heard is different channels is good. Because we went through this. I wanted to kind of delete my one of my channels. You told me to keep it. And then it made sense. I'm like, okay, if a person searches a different word, I would come up and then it will lead to my main page. That makes sense. So when an event planner or event promoter, they have different events. They just don't have one event. So if it's, let's say, an event about carnival, 2025 carnival, and they have 20 different YouTube pages that have the same information or with the same information on each page, how does that benefit that promoter when it comes to events in 2026 or when they have different types of event? Carnival, maybe carnival event one time, they might have a sporting event that they do, and just different types. How can this method, or can this method of having so many pages benefit them and allow them to be successful?
I'm glad you used the word successful as the last word of your question, because now I can answer that question very easily. In my mind, having a limited knowledge of event planning and event sponsorship, and I did read your book, by the way. Thank you for providing me with a copy. I appreciate it. Um, is the word success. Is the event planner or the event sponsor coordinator, whatever we want to call it, the person that's focused on that job, is that person focused on the event, or are they focused on the fact that they plan these events? And that's the answer I would like from you, because the answer that I receive from you, Miss Vigilance, will ensure that our audience has a crystal clear understanding of the value of YouTube. Because I have my own answer, but I would like to hear yours. It's very important that I get the receiver message back to the sender input from you right now.
Yeah, absolutely. It would definitely bringing awareness of the YouTube channel, how they can leverage it to gain success. Um, and as I mentioned, you I you requested a copy. I think you're a learner, so I was glad to send you a copy of my book. I would love to know your thoughts on it as well. But you can see I keep things very simple, even in my book, the way that I have it. Understanding 3 chapters: understand sponsorship, knowing how to communicate with sponsors, and how to sell your events to sponsors. 3 chapters, very simple, universal law of securing sponsors. So this topic was to bring awareness of how to use your YouTube channel as an event planner, because that's who my audience is. They plan events, and I just thought it was, in my mind, it was pretty cool to have. If you're going to have different pages, as you mentioned, you have a lot of pages, um, and so if you were going to do that, then maybe you can use it to promote each event. I'm a novice here, as I mentioned to you before we started to record. So, and I thought it was a good idea for you to share your knowledge, um, because it took me a while again to understand, the benefit of having so many channels, and I thought this would be a good idea for event planners to have. Um, So if you need me to, um, again, restate what, why, your purpose of having you here is for you just to really share um, your wealth of knowledge with us as event planners. and even sponsorship professionals, how can we use different channels to promote a sponsor?
Okay, so let me give the answer as I see it. You're Roberta Vigilance, an event sponsorship consultant, correct?
Correct.
So, what is more important to you on a YouTube channel? The fact that you are Roberta Vigilance event sponsorship consultant, or the fact that one of your customers is Jack Bosma? What is more important to you? And in my mind, there is only one correct answer. There's actually two, but in my mind, there is clearly one overarching correct answer. What is your answer?
Well, even with sponsorship, I always say that you come first, meaning me come first. So one thing that, others say, listen, you have to know what someone is looking for, and then offer it to them. And I go the reverse. I go with know what you have to offer and then find the audience that, or the sponsor in this case, that that can benefit from what you have to offer. So once I put myself out there, then my hope is for the right audience to find me, right? Just like as you found me on Alignable, right? So it's for me to constantly put myself out there and attract those who are looking for what I have to offer.
So let me jump back in because that was presented very, very eloquently. Thank you for presenting that from your perspective. This is this is sender message receiver. This is receiver message back to the sender. So here we go. What is my focus? Is my focus to create Roberta Vigilance Jack Bosma customer version, Roberta Vigilance alignable profile version? Is my focus on Roberta Vigilance Bill Smith event coordinator promotion? No. My focus is on promoting my content and my brand. If I take the YouTube channel content that's posted and I want to create a video and upload it to my YouTube channel with Jack Bosma, which Ms. Vigilance will certainly do, the central focus of my channel, the banner, and I keep saying my channel, the channel with my name on it that's owned 100% by YouTube, will have a banner provided by me, will have a picture provided by me, it will have a description provided by me, it will have a handle, it will have a hashtag provided by me, it will have video content provided by me, at the will and pleasure to be able to use the YouTube conglomerate's platform. And that's what we're doing. So the answer that I will provide is every single Roberta Vigilance event sponsorship consultant will contain those exact words. It will contain the exact banner. It will contain the exact picture, the exact description, the handle will have to change because it will be a new channel. But the written content will be the same. Roberta Vigilance, event sponsorship consultant, channel number 575. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, the video content can be uploaded at the discretion of that channel creator. So, for example, we could say, okay, Jack Bosma helped me out in creating awareness of my channel. What's wrong with that? That's validation. That's authentication. That is testimony. Beautiful things when we're in business. Wow, Jack Bosma likes my stuff. So Jack Bosma's video will be uploaded on to Ms. Vigilance's YouTube channel, not Jack Bosma's. And I'm giving permission for that to happen as soon as our interaction is over with. Because then we will clearly see that by having a standardized message in our written content that's repeated over and over and over again, coupled with testimonial video content that's provided by customers and individual group, company, and organizational personnel that we deal with, will now give us the process between our customer or our people that we want to focus on and our products and services. So we talk about the products and services in the written content as we develop our channel. And then we use people like Jack Bosma, who is a customer of Roberta Vigilance's and vice versa, to drive customer acquisition and audience acquisition activities based on the video content that we produce. The process between bridging the people and the products and services. And that is the piece that is missing with 99% of individual, group, company, and organizational personnel who are interacting on YouTube, particularly in this case, since we're discussing YouTube and other social media platforms. Oh, I use YouTube because I like the commercials. My friends, make your own commercials based on your own business and customer acquisition and audience acquisition focuses or foci, to use the proper word, I guess. Did I answer the question or did I provide an answer to the previous comments that you made or that you provided, Ms. Vigilance?
Well, I'll tell you this, that please forgive me because sometimes I don't catch it right away. I have to really, and I listened, and sometimes I will have to ask the question again just to gain clarity, to confirm what I've heard, or and just to maybe catch what I haven't heard, because I want to be clear on not only how to respond, but how to take action, how I can help my audience um, move forward. So if they were to ask me a question, I can always say, please go find Mr. Jack Bosma um, and ask him. But if there's something simple, maybe I can answer it. So just for clarity's sake, I would like to ask this question. So let's say I'm the event planner, and what okay, I'm the event planner. Why would I want to create, let's say, for the sake of numbers, and why would I want to create 20 YouTube channels? Why would I want to invest the time, take time away from planning and everything else that I need to do to make my event a success? Why would I want to even outsource it to someone, invest the time, the money to create 20 YouTube channels?
Well, the answer is very simple. Each and every time a YouTube channel is created, a YouTube audience is also created. And with that YouTube audience being created, there's also a customer acquisition and an audience acquisition opportunity.
Got you. And that's why we kept the second page, right? Because if they were to type something else, they will find me there. So this can be used to promote the event planner, not necessarily the event. Is that correct?
Well, it's used to do both because I can use the channel creation as an opportunity to present myself and my products and services. And I can use the videos that I upload to the channel with my name on it to put things in proper perspective, to obtain testimonials, to engage with customers, etc. But if I have 20, 30, 40, 50, the numbers are relevant. As long as I'm communicating the same message to the customers and audience over and over and over again, the value that I will receive is people will contact me requesting additional information. How can I become a customer? What do I need to do? Because I'm establishing that relationship with people. Because I'm telling them in the channel creation content area who I am and what I do. So that's
Got it.
very important.
Got it.
So
And you touched on that earlier. Am I the event planner or the event? And now it came back to me in a full circle. Full circle. So, folks, there you have it. Um, Took me a while to, to catch on, and that's what I said. I'm dealing with someone here, or we're dealing with someone here, communicating. When I say dealing, communicating with someone here who is very intelligent. And some of you understood him from the very beginning, and some of you are like me. You need to take some time to really digest what he says using your own savviness and your level of learning ability to blend with your own intelligence. So there you have it, event planners. What I've heard is that you can have several YouTube channels to mark your spot, to say, I'm an event planner, I specialize in this, the same information over and over and over, so that they can get to know you for what type of events you are. And then you have the what Mr. Bosma showed me here is in your description. You want to have your information, your point of contact, your other social media handles. Um, to me, it makes sense to again establish yourself as an event planner, the type of event planner you are. It also makes sense if you have a sponsor that you want to brand with your identity, that they can be there with you, because you can always put that link to their page or whatever that CTA is. Um, I was looking at it differently, but again, if you and some of you are known in your community as whatever type of planner. They know when they come to your event, they can expect this type of experience. So yeah, having multiple channels, I don't see where it can hurt you. I see where it can actually reinforce your brand, especially you have a YouTube channel where, and people they speak differently, they type in different words. To me, it means the same thing. We have different culture. We have we speak differently, et cetera, et cetera. So someone might say, "Hey, I want an event planner," and next one might say event promoter. Which actually, Mr. Bosma, I know you said to continue using the event sponsorship consultant all over. At which point can I use, or would I be able to use, let's say, event sponsorship specialist? Um, if someone is looking for that, how would they find me, and where do I change it if I should change it at all at any point?
well, I'll go ahead and give you a bigger headache than you already have because you're overwhelmed, you're confused, you don't understand. And these are all categories that other people have told me about myself. Jack, you overwhelm me. I don't understand you. Jack, I'm so confused right now. I'll have to actually think about this for 2 or 3 years before I understand what you're saying. And then usually people get back to me in a couple of days and they're laughing. They're saying, Jack, I finally understand. You're an extremely intelligent man. You're extremely overwhelming. You're very pushy, but you're actually passionate. And then I have other people saying, I'm joining you because I don't know what you're doing, Jack. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm excited. And that comment that a person made to me from Bangladesh always resonates. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm excited. But this is the process. It takes a little while. I'm overwhelming. I'm overbearing. I'm confusing. I'm difficult. I'm passionate. I'm pushing, all these things. But there's one thing that I would like to have, and I'll answer Ms. Vigilance's question. Focus on the message in the written stage of the channel. And then when we go to the customized channel, let's focus on our written message and making sure that it's very articulate and very specific. And then when we go to our managed video area, we could essentially put a Jack Bosma video up there. We could put a Roberta Vigilance video having fun, receiving endorsements from some of the customers or from the audience in that area. And that's fine because what that does is it verifies testimony. It gives testimonial comments and interactions, and it also authenticates. Look, the lady's a good event planner. She does what she says she can do. She's very helpful, and that's is just as important, if not more important, than crafting a very carefully worded and articulate channel introduction, if you will, the written content. But now I'm going to ask Miss Vigilance to do something totally important, and it doesn't even require creating a YouTube channel or anything else. It's so simple, it's laughable, but it's probably more important than spending 2 or 3 hours trying to create YouTube channels with Ms. Vigilance and Mr. Jack Bosma. It's probably just as valuable, if not more valuable. So don't even listen to us. Don't even listen to what I just said. It's a complete waste of time. It's not worth it. I'm confused. I'm overwhelmed. He's overbearing. Doesn't matter. What I'd like you to do right now, Ms. Vigilance, if you could, is go into the search, and this is going to impress you. This is even going to make you laugh. You're going to say this guy is a very very different person, a very different. So you go in your search box, and I want you to type at Jack Bosma -1.
Okay, guys, you just saw some of my issues that I'm going through, and I always look for a solution when I go to my search there. Okay,
Right.
so
So
let's
go in there, and
let's let's
actually,
if you
what I'm going to do, let me help you out. Let me help you out. This is because I wasn't planning on going here, but this is going to take all the overwhelmed people, the confused people, the people that don't understand, the people that say I'm pushy, and all of that is going to eliminate this type of interaction, because I'm all about the receiver message back to the
we're very
sender.
similar, Jack. We're similar in many ways, and I think that's why I stay in contact with you, is
Yeah,
because we're very similar. I think if I was really popular and I wasn't so, so transparent, that I would have a lot more subscribers. And one thing people still think, and you mentioned I'm an event planner, it takes sometimes a years, as you mentioned before, someone really gets that I don't plan events. I'm the event sponsorship go-to person for if you're looking for funding for your events. That's where I come in with the sponsorship side. I don't plan the events, but we're very similar in that people like I don't get what you're doing, Roberta. I've been doing this for over 2 decades and provide very great content. I think you would agree with that. I believe at some point you mentioned what I'm doing is important or something like that. So yeah, I'm very transparent. Um, and I try to bring the best version of myself, but no, I'm not perfect. I even have some YouTube um hidden YouTube videos of me going through the process as an event sponsorship consultant, but the things that I go through in my personal life behind the scenes. And I've done interviews on it as well, from dealing with the trauma to everything else. I try to be as transparent as possible with my not only with myself but with my audience. And the reason was some of it is hidden, some of the videos I have not revealed because it's just so much. It's just so much passion that's behind it, and it's like, oh my God, Roberta, I can't believe you went through that. Um, and one of the things I've shared publicly, and I still have this page, not this page, but this photo up on my Facebook page is, my trauma in 2020, right? When the whole world was crashing down and, on almost all of us, I had to bear it 2 times, from the external world and from internally as well. Um, just it was just so much, not knowing where I'm going to stay in 2020. Um, that's not a time you want to be by yourself, but it became such a blessing. I was able to complete my book, How to Secure a Sponsor Successfully, the third edition revised, which is a great, great, great book. I was able to develop a metric for the sponsorship industry that helps sponsorship seekers evaluate the sponsorship. It lets them know if the sponsorship is going to be successful before they contact sponsors and after the sponsor approved it. So it's a metric for both sponsorship seekers and sponsors. And that's another way we are similar. Our geniuses is like way before our time, and it takes a while before someone really gets it. So, yeah, I've been doing this for a very long time. So we can look at Bosma. Jack Bosma, do you still want to go that route or do you want to do something differently? Mr. Bosma, are you still with us?
Yes, I did. I unmuted myself. I had some noise, and I just wanted to make sure that that wasn't audible during your remarks and presentation. If you look at your screen, you see Jack Bosma, and you see my feature at the lower left-hand portion of the screen, correct?
Oh, we see Jack Bosma in the lower left hand on the screen right here, the YouTube.
You see that, correct? It's a YouTube channel that I have.
Would you like for
Wh-
me to click on it?
What I would like you to do is click on that channel, and this may or may not work. I would need to see you go to the screen. Right now, I see Roberta Vigilance, Event Sponsorship Consultant, that channel. But I would actually need you to stop sharing your screen and reshare my channel with the audience. Because since we're not sharing the entire screen, we're only sharing individual tabs, you would have to stop sharing that and go in and share the Jack Bosma channel from your end. So we'll give it a moment because you'll stop sharing and you'll start sharing, but you'll start sharing my channel or the YouTube channel with my stuff on it. Are we able to do that?
One moment.
Yes, ma'am. You're my friend. So now, what I would like you to do, and this is a key part of the training, don't create a YouTube channel. Don't go through the pain, the overwhelming feelings, the bitterness, the anger, the confusion. Don't go through any of it. Click on any one of the videos that you see on the channel with my name on any one. It doesn't matter which one. Because this is where we will see. Please join us today, 5 May 2025, at the earliest possible opportunity. Okay, so that's just some mumbo jumbo. What I'd like you to do, Miss Vigilance, is scroll down. And don't worry about the sound. It plays automatically, so you did nothing wrong. This is the only thing that I would like Miss Vigilance to do. And it's very powerful. I would like you to take the content that's there. You see where it says the Great Awakening Event and all of the stuff down in my signature block? I'd like you to copy all of it. I'd like you just to copy all that. Not that stuff, Miss Vigilance, just the title on down. Actually, you're doing it. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, okay. In this particular case, yeah, take it all. Take all that information, everything on down to right there. Copy that. And I would like you to go down to the comment section on YouTube. Go down and paste it, post it or paste it right in there. Thank you. And then I want you to scroll down a little bit and I want you to hit submit or comment. They've changed the wording a little bit. Okay, so that's fine. So what Miss Roberta Vigilance has just done is she's authenticated my content. She's promoting me right now. So she's promoting me. So what I want to do is promote her. And how can I do that? Add a comment. Right where it says, I'm sorry, Miss Vigilance, go down again where it says add a comment. You just did something nice for me. Now do something nice for yourself. And I will provide you with very detailed guidance on how to do this. take a moment to promote your own products and services. It's an opportunity.
Am I waiting on your instructions or?
Create a comment using your signature block or something else that promotes your products and services. The YouTube channel link, you can use it. Doesn't
But
matter.
wouldn't that be kind of slimy doing that? Wouldn't that,
Once of all, once
going to
again,
someone else's channel that you don't know. In this case, we know each other, but going to someone else's channel that you don't know and um
then can't we put a comment in that says, "Nice to meet you. I'm Roberta Vigilance, an event sponsorship coordinator or an event plan." Can't we introduce ourselves then?
yes, we can.
Is anyone else doing this on YouTube? No, they are not. They're just saying, "Nice video. I like the video," whatever the words are. Why don't we just promote ourselves? And we don't even need all of that information. We can just say, "My name is Roberta Vigilance. I'm an event sponsorship coordinator or trainer. I'm an event sponsorship specialist. Nice to meet you." What's wrong with that?
I I
Because
don't do
right now, people are not doing that. They're simply saying nice video, or if they do anything, and it does not engage with audience or customer acquisition. That's all I have to say.
The reason I don't do it is because I believe that they work very, they work to gain their own audience, their followers, attraction. Actually, they work to gain their traction. So I don't go on their page, excuse me, and promote anything unless, let's say, I don't promote anything. If I were to give a suggestion, I would, maybe say from my experience, this is how you approach sponsors or something like that. But I don't promote myself and say, listen, you can create a sponsorship, whatever. I just don't do it. Um,
Can't you go into the commenting section and say, "I'm Miss Roberta Vigilance. Can we collaborate?" Because maybe
yes.
instead of making a comment, a sentence comment that doesn't get interaction, I'm being asked to shut up by my sister. We can simply go in and ask a question, and we can obtain an answer to that question from people reading our comments or others.
Yep. 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 That's true, Jack. I like that. I like Mr. Bosma, excuse me. I like that a lot. Can we collaborate? I don't see anything wrong with that. Um, I like that approach. I like that approach. And they do have some platforms that might frown on, and I don't understand why they frown on it because we are there to network. But the way that it can be done, I believe there should be this win-win. And even when I see a post, let's say on the line bowl that has 30 different comments, I still don't jump in. Or maybe 17,000 views, I don't jump in and say, this is who I am. If I can't add value, if I cannot add value, then I really just don't say anything. Or if I like the post, I just like it and keep it moving. But I love what you just mentioned that I can say, hey, if I see someone say, hey, can we collaborate? Um, and if it's frowned upon, then it just is. I don't like to be restricted where I can't, on my own page, I can't post my URL or anything like that. That to me, it's just not fair. And the reason I did not sign up with Udemy, it's not so much because I had to give up my ID, but it's the principle, just like with Amazon. I create a product and they take a big chunk of my money in addition to hold on to my money for a long period of time. And you mentioned this earlier about monetizing. Don't mind, make your money. It's your platform. But why? Why 90 days? And you know, it's just taking advantage is what I don't like. Then we continue to buy into this system as if it's okay. And then what? I have to wait and it's going to be longer. Like, why can't we compromise where, okay, you hold on to my money, give it to me 24 hours. It's my money. Give it to me right away. It's my money. Why are you holding on to it? It's my work, it's my effort. And I just do not agree with how some of these platforms are taking advantage of people. And I think if we were to just stop using it altogether, it's not going to benefit. If it's not going to benefit the owners, right? So why not compromise with us?
Miss Vigilance, may I?
Yes, sir.
How many users are there on YouTube?
But this, well, if Alignable has 9 billion as of to date, I would think YouTube has about that amount as well, or even more.
Okay, I have a very scholarly answer for you right now. And my scholarly. Okay, hold on. I am presenting. Okay. Do you shut the windows? Yes. Both of them? Yes. Okay. I have, that's an interruption alert from a very bitter person. Anyhow, let's continue on with the discussion. Scholarly research. Here's the scholarly answer. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Who cares? The point of the matter is I performed years of research to discover this. Who cares? The important thing is I have just taught Miss Vigilance how to interact with every single user of YouTube by providing a service, providing a solution to an issue. Great channel. Love the content. Could we collaborate? Here's the cool thing about putting that in as a question. When I put a question in as a comment, I can get an answer. And if I put a question such as that as a comment and a question, I can not only get an answer from the content creator whose channel I'm on, I can also get answers from anyone that will be commenting on my comments, can't I?
Yeah.
Can I do that? So when you provide a question on a channel that has my content on it, and I can respond to that question because it's a question, it's not a statement, the other viewers on the channel can also comment. So if we go to a YouTube channel with 1 million users or 2 million subscribers, or who cares? Who cares? I'll give you a scholarly answer. Who cares? I can start the process of customer acquisition and audience acquisition with millions of YouTube users today. And isn't that pretty cool? Because we want to monetize, don't we, Miss Vigilance?
We sure do.
So if we can
We sure do.
spend every every day on YouTube and take it seriously and go to as many YouTube channels as we can and say, hey, I'm Roberta Vigilance and I'm an event coordinator or I'm an event sponsorship specialist. Can we collaborate? What would happen if we did that? Not only would we be interacting with the content creators of the videos we're responding to with our comments, but anyone who's accessing the channel, including the commenters themselves, would also be able to connect with you. Am I right or wrong, Ms. Vigilance?
Listen, monetizing is good. Having a great strategy is definitely needed. Um, you have to know, maybe you can share, know when to quit. You have to know when to keep going, what works, because investing just a lot of time into something that's not working, you want to make sure that, is it just not the right time, or if you are just doing something, um or if you can do something differently.
Content creators, comment creators, hybrids, those that do both, and supporters are all available as a part of the universal YouTube family. Let's invite, excite, engage, and support each other and use the YouTube platform for maximum benefit. Thank you, everyone.